Stepping the game up inside MyPlace, your man DJ Ekin, Tampa's most connected DJ. I've been featured on this dude's website, hanging out with his people in the office, and finally you're here, man. Mr. G-Unit himself, 50 Cent in the building. Everything good, man?
We're getting it in. Yeah, it's good, man. It's good to be able to travel and get a chance to see everybody that's been showing me love and support. Since 2003, my music has been in a great space.
Right.
And I want to keep it there.
You've been in a great space since 2003.
Yeah, and I've been moving around, but a lot of the business ventures and everything that I've been a part of wouldn't have happened without the success through music.
Right.
And I'm aware of that, so I'm conscious of the actual music and I prioritize it.
Right. And I know you ain't got a lot of time, but I got to get into the music first, because that's a real big thing. And being that we had this new project before I self-destruct, and it's been said it's gonna come out, it's been pushed back, it's been this. What's been the deal with all of that? Is it?
Well, we experience in technology, music business in general is difficult.
Right.
Now, even when you would press material to ship it internationally, like you see why it's in the plants internationally, it'll leak out, and then you have we have issues where I couldn't get it out fast enough.
Right.
And had to push it back, and now we're gonna end up pushing it forward.
Gotcha.
From the 23rd to the 17th, because it's gonna go out without us.
Right.
If you don't actually do it that way. It's interesting. It's just like I had a point where I was making up 70% of the successful music at Interscope Records, 70% of the black music.
Right.
And at that point, they offered me finances when I complained about how fast the records were growing at radio. And when they gave it to me, I created my own radio staff. So I start my records until they get to about 500 spins.
Right.
And then the mothership kicks in and takes me where I need to go.
Right.
So when I put out Get Up, I thought I was starting the record at that point. And the record started going, we shot the music video, everything's good. And this is the point where they're letting go 60% of their staff.
Wow.
So it's a hell of a transition happening at the same time. So it's not really a 50 Cent issue or a music issue, it's just music business issue that the general public is not really aware of.
Right.
So we had to regroup, and then there was another song that came out, I Get It In.
Yeah.
And that record leaked. And then I got Dre, I was like, yo, you gotta mix this record, it's out already. And he went in and mixed it, and then I never shot a music video for it.
Right.
Because there was never that official sit-down meeting where we was discussing what's the first single, when we moved to the next record, and creating a plan. So we went from there to me getting a little anxious myself.
Right.
And I released Okay, You're Right.
Yeah, because there's a big thing out here, being on the radio side, and kids ask me in the street, it's like, that the right record isn't out to start the project, or the right record doesn't have the buzz, so 50's got to go back. And then there was all sorts of rumors about the album's not done. 50's going to change the whole thing. It's not hard. It's this, it's that, and the other. Like, when is it ever the right record?
You know what it is? Right now, for me, it's necessary that I write music that reflects the harsh realities in the environment that I actually grew up in.
Right.
And it's because you got artists that are achieving being popular and successful that don't come from those walks of life, that they're putting more pressure. My core is putting more pressure on me to deliver the record that they need to listen to right now.
Right.
So they're going, yo, I offered the War Angel project to hold them over.
Right.
These are all original tracks, 11 tracks. And I said, yo, just take that. And they live with it for a little while, and then they go, wait, but where's the real record?
Right.
They're ready for the actual album.
But let me ask you this, and because, dude, you didn't sold, how many records have you sold, period?
I sold 38 million records.
Okay, now, who is your core now, though? Your core cannot, I'm a New York kid at heart, and when you came out on the block, your core was them dudes who was out there we all wanted you to come out of there.
Right.
You know what happens with us. You come out of there, and now it's like, we hate 50 now because he done made it so big.
Yeah.
So who's your core now? Because your core are you sure your core's not like that kid in Idaho?
Right, but even then, he embraced the material from Get Rich or Die Trying.
Right.
Which was content that directly related to the environment that I grew up in.
Gotcha.
And Before I Self-Destruct is the title is that based on what you just said. There's a point where success changes the perception of an actual artist when we all start from an underdog space. We're only popular in a 10-block radius until it starts to grow outside of that. So the general public consumes the product and gives us the things that come with being successful as an artist, like the finances, and then resents you for not bearing the same pressures they bear because they're worried about the light bill and you don't have to anymore. I'm upset with you. And then they'd like to see you in a state of confusion, which would be the most vulnerable point for an actual artist. To give you an example, confusion would be Britney Spears shaving her head and swinging her umbrella at the cameras.
Right.
That point becomes the greatest show on earth for them. And I'm sitting there like, I'm rooting for her.
To make
I'm
it
hoping
back
she
down
can come
space.
back just from an artist perspective that, you know, I know that they'd like to see that pressure break whoever's in a good space.
Okay, so now we officially, the record is ready now.
Yeah, it's done.
Baby by Me, the first single out there with
Mixed,
Neo.
mastered, everything. I did the first joint with Polo,
Okay.
you know, featuring Neo, Baby by Me. And it was the right way to start the record because the record is really not Baby by Me.
Yeah, because I got a couple of joints. Like I got this Crime Wave joint from my
Yeah.
man DJ Sandman, and it was just like, we almost back to when he
Now
had real problems.
That is what the album is.
Okay.
It's like Crime Wave, but the singles had to tell a story. So if I didn't give you Baby by Me, then I couldn't give you Do You Think About Me,
Right.
which was the song that kind of relates to relationship issues.
Okay.
When people grow apart and those different things. So I started with Baby by Me in order for the next single for them to be ready for that information.
I heard something interesting about when you went into this album. I heard you when you worked on these records that you got right now, that you wrote a lot of the hardcore records, and then you went back and said, okay, let's see if we can get a few radio joints in here.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure that the record is balanced. For me, I think you should be able to identify with the singles
Right.
as soon as you hear the record. Like you should listen to it and be like, yo, this is a single, this is a single, this is a single.
Okay.
And the rest of those records are the records. I love these records.
Right.
But this ain't supposed to work on radio because it has that aggression to it.
Right.
It has that content that shouldn't be played consistently commercial. Dope for mix show, but not every day, all day rotation.
Right.
You know?
So who'd you work with on this record?
I worked with Neo, I worked with Em on Psycho. I had more time to work with him on this album than my previous projects. I only worked with Em for 4 days or 2 days
Right.
on Get Rich or Die Trying. We recorded 4 songs in those 2 days. We kept 2 of them. It was Don't Push Me and Patiently Waiting.
Right.
This album I recorded with him almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, so I spent the week in Detroit and I came back and spent the week out there again. And this is why him and Dre were out there recording Relapse.
Okay.
So I just kind of snuck in and was like, so what y'all doing?
I heard you was out there for a minute just working on some
They don't
stuff.
know how to tell me no either.
Right.
So it's cool. Like I can wait till something comes on and be like, yo, I need that.
Wow.
I could get that. And they'll look and they'll go.
You know,
sometimes I think they don't want me there, but
last
it don't matter. Like I'm
Look,
like,
I don't care.
Last time I was with you, and I meant to ask you about that, man. Like the relationship that with Dre and Em, it's like a strange one, but it works for you guys because number one, you like the baby brother. They said, okay, baby brother is like the shell. He's busted out of the shell, so we're gonna give him this little extra push. And then you came out, you killed the industry, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Flying,
But then you came and you had so many other things that you wanted to do. Like there's Vitamin Water, there's movies, there's the G Unit movement, everything. So now it's like. I know the papers.
Yeah,
the papers matching up. I don't care. Nobody might not want to say it all the time.
Yeah,
But the papers, little brother sitting there like, the papers matching up.
Yeah. But Dre will go, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, what's the matter? He said, yo,
we was printing money. What you doing?
you know what I'm saying? Look
Right.
at me like, as far as the records, making the records go out.
Right.
Because, you know, he didn't really have a lot of interest in brand extensioning because prior to 6 years ago, what I do now was considered selling out.
Oh.
You
There
know,
you
like
go.
it had to be about the actual art form and the art form only, so they wouldn't be looking to do the brand extension and stuff. And it maybe makes them less receptive to the idea of doing it. And they're watching me going, so how much they gave you? Are you serious?
Right.
Like, yo, you gotta, like, Jimmy will have Dre in the room with Steve Jobs, and they'll just have a full conversation about things, and Dre will be there like that.
Right. You'll come in, you got like
No,
40
he
ideas.
knows. Jimmy will tell you. You put me in the room, I'll make them feel like, where did Jimmy go?
Oh.
I'll be in there like, listen, you think you can sell an iPod? Me, I can sell an iPod. You understand? You need me. You need me. You know, tell them that as much as you can until they start to feel that way.
Wow. That's crazy.